It is the best advice and recommendation to me that we shut down the entire Fort Worth ISD beginning tomorrow.
With that announcement, we found ourselves squarely in the middle of a national crisis and a controversy. Not much was known about the swine flu, or as it later became known, the H1N1 swine flu virus. But what was known didn't bode well for the Fort Worth ISD. Eventually, we had 36 confirmed cases, but it all began with just one probable case in one school. Our goal was to communicate clearly, transparently, and effectively with all of our stakeholders, with news they could use.
We immediately created a visual cue for all information dealing with the H1N1 virus. We repurposed last year's staph infection poster as a swine flu prevention poster and had them printed downstairs in our print shop. This was expensive, yes, but money was not our first consideration when we learned the health of our students and employees was at risk. We knew a speedy distribution to our 145 schools would be a logistics nightmare. Fortunately, our transportation department came to the rescue. Designated bus drivers picked up the signs and made sure they got to the schools within hours.
We created a website dedicated as a repository for all information relating to the H1N1 swine flu virus. From day one, we continually reminded our audience of the symptoms and urged parents to seek medical help if those symptoms were present.
By Wednesday evening, April 29th, the Fort Worth ISD had 4 probable cases of H1N1 and many, many more waiting to be officially diagnosed. Because of the geographical location of our cases and significant anecdotal information, the Tarrant County Health Department, along with the State Health Commissioner and the Texas Education Agency Commissioner, recommended that Superintendent Melody Johnson close the entire district. We knew this might prove a controversial decision, so using the reach of the media, we presented our case. We asked Tarrant County health authorities to join us as we made the announcement.
It is the recommendation of Tarrant County Public Health that the Fort Worth ISD close the district schools for the duration through May 8th and cancel all school-related activities.
Dr. Johnson stressed the community spirit that our city shows in times of crisis.
You know, the mayor always talks about the Fort Worth way. And I think this is a time when the citizens of the community have to come together and support each other. This is a very, very rare event in our history, and it is a time for everybody to step up to the plate and help each other out.
The superintendent asked our city's employers to exercise the greatest tolerance for workers who would now face child care challenges. We modeled that behavior by only having essential staff report for duty. We contacted district employees the old-fashioned way, using a calling tree. But by the time we reached them, most had heard the news on television or read it on the internet.
Parents and students were asked to monitor the district website, www.FWISD.org, and local news media for information regarding the reopening of the district. Each day, we updated the number of confirmed and probable cases, and as accountability and AP testing and state interscholastic competitions were canceled or postponed because of H1N1, we shared that information too. A district hotline was established to answer parents' questions, and we also maintained a dynamic FAQ for teachers and administrators. This was updated on a daily basis with every possible question being asked by our principals, teachers, and other employees.
We identified this as an opportunity to be both transparent and to manage our story. We knew that if we had a way of helping the news media to visualize this story, it would help us to tell the public exactly how we were protecting children and employees. So the morning after we closed the school district, we invited local and national media to come to one of our schools so they could see for themselves the sanitation efforts we had going on all of our campuses. We timed it so that the superintendent arrived for a news conference just as the photo opportunity was ending. This was truly one-stop shopping for the news media. Then from early morning on MSNBC to late evening on Larry King Live, Superintendent Melody Johnson became the face of protecting children and diligently following the recommendations of local, state, and federal health officials. There were also additional stories to tell, including the one about a student-led study group using text messaging to stay on top of their schoolwork, teachers and pupils using social networking to stay on task during this unexpected break.
While our swine flu break meant downtime for most employees in the district, it became a time of incredible opportunity and innovation for the communications department. By leveraging existing cable television assets within the city of Fort Worth through Charter Cable and AT&T UVerse, we launched a distance learning curriculum through the district TV station. We dubbed it SOFA Studies.
We named it and we branded it.
We scheduled it.
We promoted it, giving reporters a chance to tell our story.
And we identified some very talented teachers who were persuaded to embrace the camera and the technology of a virtual classroom. They offered instruction in elementary literacy, mathematics, science, physical education and health, calculus, psychology, statistics, U.S. government, and U.S. history. The segments initially aired live between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. every day. Then they were rebroadcast in the evenings starting at 7 p.m. Students were invited to call in or email questions to their teachers.
We framed this as an opportunity for parents and kids to work together and for parents to build on their understanding of what was taking place in their child's classroom. But we got added value when a relationship with a webcasting vendor was expedited to stream the lessons over the internet. This made them available to anyone with a computer and internet connection.
Each day, production values increased, as did the number of viewers due to the coverage we received by local and national media. SOFA Studies became ever more ambitious. The teachers became more imaginative, and the creative energy more intense. We even had live animals and some dancing grapes. Best of all, the SOFA Studies content is now available via video on demand from the Fort Worth ISD website.
And as suddenly as it began, it was over. The Tarrant County Health Department recommended we reopen. That presented another opportunity for us to manage the message. The Fort Worth ISD is literally the size of an army, and restarting this engine takes time and planning. So again, we provided one-stop shopping for news outlets. At a local elementary school, we arranged for the chance to video food deliveries, outdoor marquees being changed to the school's open message, and interviews with a school principal. We were able to manage the message.
At that point, the story shifted to our application for waivers from the state regarding missed instructional days and employee compensation. We may never know for sure if our closure prevented dozens of other cases of swine flu, but no matter how it ended, we felt we had gained more than we had lost.